Hi, I'm Alexi, and we're going to talk about how to make your business magical with recruiting. So, first up, the big question, why should I recruit? Sometimes it can feel selfish, like you're just doing it for yourself. But let's look at the big picture and the why behind why we want to recruit. So, number one, we know this company changes lives. So, not just for the consultants, but also our literacy impact across the US. So, the more consultants we get, the more we can help our company's mission and help get books into children's hands all over the US. But also, from the consultant standpoint, this company is a major life changer. There's so many people that are now able to stay home with their children because that was their desire, and they're still able to contribute to their family's income. Also, maybe their kids are really struggling with reading or they don't have a library of their own. And so those are some different ways that UBAM can really impact their life. So don't think of recruiting as all about you. You need to look at the bigger picture. What can it do for them? And so definitely there are some perks by recruiting. So if you want to grow your business, growing your team is the way to do it. So obviously you need recruits to promote to a team leader position. So that is, a perk to help that's going to come with that. If you have hopes of earning the trip, so they're going to announce the trip each year in June, and the trick to getting that trip is by recruiting. And so it makes it a whole lot easier the more people you have helping you earn that trip. And of course, monthly, if you're going for HOC2, you already have those $2,000 in sales, you're going to need a recruit to get that prize. And so definitely there are some great perks that come along with building that team. Okay, so now let's talk about some tips and tricks to help you become a better recruiter. And so first off, even before you get going, you may be thinking, if you're a new consultant, I don't have all of the answers. I have no idea what I'm doing. Am I gonna have to train this person? So first of all, don't stress about that. So you always are gonna have your team leader and or your sponsor to help you. So you do not have to know all of the answers. Your team leader is ready to jump in and to help you anytime. And you don't have to worry about training either. And so you've got those people on your side. You don't have to have it all figured out at all. I know that was something I was really worried about at my first party. I had somebody interested in it, kind of had me shaking my boots a little bit. So don't worry about that. Okay, and so the next thing we want to talk about is your mindset. And so if you already have that mindset that like, I can't recruit, I can't do this, it's going to affect you going forward. So you need to change it to a positive mindset, be telling yourself you are a recruiting magnet, you can do it. Okay, and then I like to start, like, where do you start, And so a great place to start in finding your people is hostesses are a great one. They're already having a party. You already know they're interested and they love the books. And so your hostess is a great place to start. And I know that is one that it can be hard because you're thinking, but I want those party sales. I need those party sales. Maybe you have a sales goal that you're going for. So it sometimes makes it hard to think about even offering the opportunity to her. But you can't think of that way. That is very kind of like nearsighted or short term. Long term, having somebody on your team is going to be a way better benefit for you, even though right now in the short term, it's really hard. And also something I've been guilty of with my hostesses is not offering the opportunity because I already have made up the decision for them. I'm like, well, she is a nurse full time and she works nights. She wouldn't want to do this. This wouldn't work with her job. She already has a great job. Why would she want to be a consultant? But that's not fair. It's not fair for me to make the decision for her. And it ended up that she did want to join as a consultant. So make sure that you're offering it to all of your hostesses and not just once. And so it's great to first bring it up when you're doing that initial hostess coaching and letting them know they could, turn this party into their launch and not only get the free books, but they would also make the 25% commission, and then they would get double free books because they'd be in their incentive period. And then you want to bring it up a few more times. And no's are very normal. And so, bringing up initial hostess coaching, but then as they're doing their invites and they're totally rocking it and they have all of these friends that are interested, it's great to point that out and say, like, hey girl, are you sure you don't want to turn this into your launch? You have so many friends that are interested. I'd love for you to make the commission off of this. And then as the party's getting going, you can give her kind of like a last call, or even be pointing out the things that she's doing awesome. Like, are you sure you don't want to be a consultant? You are so good at this. You're amazing at like sharing recommendations, with your party guests. Or, you love these books and your passion really shows. Whatever she's doing well, let her. That would also make her a great consultant. Tell her. Okay, next one, finding your people. We've already talked about hostesses. Another great place to look is in those parties. Who are your guests that are excited, that are loving these books, that are maybe asking a lot of questions on the Join Me post? Existing customers, and then also people in your life that would benefit from this opportunity. Maybe whether it's somebody that is dying to stay home with their kids, but they have to work full time. Maybe they hate their job. Maybe it's a teacher that already loves books and she's going to have some time off during the summer, or has mentioned wanting to make some extra money for a family vacation coming up. So basically thinking about those people in your lives that it could be a huge blessing to them. Okay, and so once maybe you have somebody that's already interested, you've reached out to them and they say, yes, I'd love to know more information. Great, this is exciting, but it also, with our excitement, sometimes we can word vomit, or we just want to tell them all of the information. So we don't want to tell them too much information at once. We just want to keep it simple. We want to kind of touch on the main points, and then when they ask questions on those, you can kind of dive a little deeper. But we don't want to just like throw all of the info at them and kind of freak them out or stress them out or make them think like, I don't know, this might be too much. And so then as you're kind of sharing information and maybe they're asking questions back, maybe they're really interested, but you're sensing some hesitations, which hesitations are normal. I mean, think back whenever you joined. I don't know about you, but for me, I asked so many questions. I mean, I think we were chatting back and forth with my sponsor for hours. I mean, I had like questions about everything. I had so many hesitations. And so you want to start speaking to those hesitations directly. And whenever they mention like something that they're nervous about or they have a hesitation about, so whenever they bring up those hesitations, a great thing to do is to use the 3 words feel, felt, and found. So I understand the way you feel. I felt that way too. But with UBAM, what I found is that, and so you'll obviously expand on those and kind of insert more information, but you're able to kind of relate to the way that they are feeling. They are feeling like you heard them. You're not just like, like, oh, that's not an issue. You're acknowledging it. And so, but you're letting them know, like, why they shouldn't be, nervous about that. And you want to keep digging at those kind of hesitations. So once they kind of tell you one, you start to hear the same ones over and over again. But after you've like talked through that, you've done feel, felt, and found, and you've addressed it, then keep digging. And what else? And what else? And so normally when you get to that second or third hesitation, that's going to be the one that is really the biggest hesitation. And once you can address that one, those first like 1 or 2 isn't going to seem like as big of a deal. Another great thing, an important thing with recruiting is sharing your story. And so what is your UBAM story? If you don't know your UBAM story yet, take some time to think about it, to practice it. Practice it in the mirror, or practice it with your sponsor or with an Ezzy buddy. But your UBAM story is important. And so, that's kind of starting with like why you decided to join. You can even kind of pour your hesitations into that. I definitely use that when sharing my story, and I kind of address some of those normal hesitations up front. That some of the common ones about, maybe not wanting to spam your friends or things like that. And so that was part of kind of my hesitation in joining. And then I talk about, what UBAM has done for our family. And so if you're thinking like, hey, I just joined like 3 weeks ago, I've had my launch party and a few parties, I've only made $200. Like, I don't really have a story. So number one, that is $200 more than the person you're talking to has. So don't sell yourself short. Think about some of the other ways, like already UVM has impacted you. Have you already gotten some free books for your home library? Is this something that's been really fun for you? Maybe like you needed something just for you, that was outside of like your normal mom life, whatever. But think about already in just those first few weeks how it's impacting you. And then also, you can borrow somebody else's story. And so, you can borrow your sponsor or team leader's story or an upline leader's story and say, like, I've just joined a few weeks ago and already it's done XYZ for my family. But let me tell you about my team leader. It's done da 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 da. And so, use those stories and make it personal. So, like you're talking to them, or maybe you're not even that far. You're even nervous about talking to them because, again, you're brand new. You're worried you're not going to have the answers to the questions. Definitely think about doing either a 3-way phone call or a group message with your team leader or your sponsor and let them help you. So if you don't know those answers, that's okay. They can answer them for you. And then I always like to suggest, if you can get them on the phone, because then you're going to be able to really kind of talk back and forth. It makes it easier to kind of speak to those hesitations and move on. Sometimes when you're just chatting in Messenger, you can like answer a question and then all of a sudden they disappear and you're like, where did they go? So if you can get them on the phone or even a Zoom call or a FaceTime or whatever, and we kind of get face to face, that is going to be really helpful. If that's not an option, then I always like to do voice messenger. So, and even that is a first step. So if I have somebody that starts like asking me questions of like, I'm kind of interested in becoming a consultant, can you tell me more? I always go straight to voice messenger. So then they can hear my passion, my excitement, what I love about UVM, and it's a little bit easier than kind of like typing this huge long message. And when you get a really long message, you don't really read the whole thing, you kind of glance over it. So that is a huge perk about using voice messenger. Okay, and then another kind of general recruiting tip to kind of really be like recruiting year round, so to speak, is a positive social media presence. And that is so important. And so by that I don't mean like spammy, salesy posts all of the time. Not at all. So you want to be interacting with others, when people are posting about their kids and things like that, especially if you haven't been talking to them, you haven't seen them since high school, which was 10 years ago. Just starting like slow and start commenting on their posts, start liking their posts, trying to build that relationship. So then down the line, if, you're asking them about joining or hosting a party for something like that, it's like, she hasn't talked to me in forever. You've built that relationship. They are starting to see your post in exchange. And so on your own post, being intentional about posting and posting often. But again, it's not salesy, spammy, check out this book. You are being subtle about it. So maybe there's just books in the background. Maybe it's pictures of your kids and you're talking about having fun, but they're doing the magic paint book. But you're not even like, this is the magic paint book. It's just very subtle, but they're seeing you're a book lady. They're seeing, what it's doing for your family. And so you definitely want posts that you are kind of talking about what UVM has done for you. And occasionally you are wanting kind of opportunity posts that, again, you're sharing your story. You're putting yourself into it, but that is not like a daily thing or anything like that. And so you're really kind of thinking through that social media. And then also thinking about, as we, talking about like being more intentional about your posting, thinking about what you're posting. So you want to be like posting like uplifting, positive, fun posts. You want to kind of stray away from those controversial posts. And so you have to kind of switch that mindset around that yes, Facebook is still fun, but now it's your workplace. And so maybe that's not the place anymore that you would post some of the things that you used to. And so thinking about like things that you post your customers are seeing, your hostesses, potential recruits. So anything that you wouldn't want any of them to see, you don't want to be posting on your Facebook wall. And just like make your page a fun place to be. So when people see your posts, they look forward to them. They know that they're going to be fun and uplifting, and you're providing some good solid content for them. And so these are just a few tips to help you in your recruiting journey. It definitely, the more you do it, the more comfortable that you feel and the more confidence that you gain. But you can totally do it. And let's, make our businesses more magical by adding some people to our teams.